As a one-off game, right up there, probably as good as it gets. I said to John Cockerell before they went out, just as they went out, I thought, it looks all right. Just the right amount of noise in the dressing room beforehand, not bravado. Sometimes if they're very quiet, you know, they're apprehensive and nervous. Just the right amount of noise. You think you've said the right things, you think you've prepared them right. I said to him as we were going out, it looks okay.
We just came out and walked onto the pitch to You'll Never Walk Alone, which I must admit the hairs on the back of my neck were standing on end, really.
You're very sort of mindful of, if you're a big team, that, you know, it's a banana skin and you can quite easily go out if you don't approach the game. On the other side of the coin, like ourselves with ourselves, you know, and we're the lower sort of division team, then you're always very conscious of the fact that, you know, you're playing against some real good opposition, and if they start really quickly and start well and they get an early goal, then, you know, it can become a rout and it can dint your confidence. So yes, you know, on both sides of the coin, I think there is that little bit of maybe it is a little bit of fear, I don't know, but you know, that anticipation of how the game's going to pan out, really.
Everyone, you know, coming out the woodwork phoning us, you know, can I get his tickets? And I was, you know, so many people wanted tickets, and you know, wanted to get me. My dad sort of first, my sister, my girlfriend, and yeah, everyone I know more or less went to the game, and you know, it was brilliant to have everybody there.
We said we'll sit back, try and soak up the pressure, and when we get forward, try and pass it.
The gaffer just said that, you know, we need to hold a good account of ourselves and not be intimidated and do the fans proud, and you know, we went out there and gave everything we had.
The current holders have always respected this competition, and with a squad of Liverpool's quality, it's easy for Gerard Houllier to select a side of which any Premiership boss would be proud. Sami Hyypiä and Jari Litmanen are fresh from Finland duty, having thwarted Germany. Nicky Barmby, Jamie Carragher and Danny Murphy were all part of England's jubilant squad. Of Sven's other men, Emil Heskey's on the bench, Robbie Fowler has a chest infection, Steven Gerrard is suspended. Stephen Wright is drafted into the back four for the injured Stefan Honscher. There is one debutant. New signing Chris Kirkland experiences his first Liverpool match since his £6 million move from Coventry City. There's no such finances available to Grimsby boss Lenny Lawrence, however, whose side includes two lone players in Newcastle's David Baharrel and Blackburn's Marlon. Two youngsters in 19-year-old Jonathan Rowan and 22-year-old Phil Jevons, whose £250,000 fee makes him the most experienced and most expensive Grimsby player on show. Signed in the summer from Everton, his family are all Liverpool fanatics, a description that befitted him not so long ago. Only a short trip for this evening's referee, Blackburn's Eddie Wolstenholme. This competition at Anfield, but that's the task facing Grimsby, who come here having lost 4 of the last 5 games and having conceded 15 goals in the process. The odds, you can say, are very much stacked against them. But that's what cup football's all about, and of course tonight has to be decisive. Penalties will ultimately decide the evening's play if Dietmar Hamann and co can't find a way to break Grimsby down. Gerard Houllier says that there's an emotional tie between the club and the Worthington Cup. It was the first trophy that they managed to lift, and he says it really took the pressure off them for the remainder of the season. Away into Europe by the end of February was how he looks at this competition. And considering they won the UEFA Cup last year, of course, as well, you can see why they attach such importance to it, and why there is such a healthy-looking side on the field this evening. Early foul by Smeacher on Butterfield. A good atmosphere being generated from the 5,000 or so at the left-hand end, where Grimsby Town are currently occupied. The Kop sparked into a response immediately. Always seem to bring out the best in atmospheres, as so many of the tickets have to be given up as a percentage to the visiting supporters. Tonight that allocation has been well and truly snapped up by those who've made their way across country from the east side of England. famously was not allowed to feature in the Worthington Cup by his employers Newcastle. McAllister being booed by the Grimsby fans in a matter of inches from him as he takes this corner. And maybe he was sufficiently distracted to place it on the head of the Grimsby defender. Here's Murphy. McAllister is over the head of everyone. Unusual of him not to pick out someone with a cross. For Harold, a play from Poughton. He's lost McAllister with a little drop of the shoulder. Had to pick out, but didn't. Phil Jevons for his first real touch. Whatever it was, hitting it first time on the turn. He is that kind of player. Searching kick from Danny Coyne. Vignal beaten to it by Jevon. Came off Barnby last, and will be a throw to the visitors. With that throw, picks out Jevons, goes for the return ball, headed away comfortably by Hoopier and smashed even further by Stephen Wright. Lippman trying to pick out McAllister, but he's never going to reach him. Chance for Grimsby maybe to counter. Here's Jevons, beaten to it by Vignal. Hamann closed out, reaches Poughton, might try to guide it in. Thumped away by Stephen Wright on the slide. Right opening to this game and a decent tempo to it as well. And an atmosphere to match. Never away by Jamie Carragher. Such a versatile player, Jamie Carragher. He's now slipped into the centre-half berth in place of Stefan Onsher and will partner Sammy Hoopier this evening. Played right back, left back and centre-half. In midfield, Jamie Carragher. Kind of player that I'm sure Sven-Göran Eriksson will consider essential for his squad in next year's World Cup, of course. Of Carragher and Co will have thanked Sammy Hoopier and Jari Litmanen personally for holding out Germany. Meanwhile, here's Nicky Barmby, who was one of the England players on duty, and he is stopped, and well, by Danny Coyne. Backpedaling is right, and they were unsure that Grimsby won't benefit from that long ball. In fact, he was fouled anyway. With an opportunity to open the scoring, slip through after a nice move involving Lippmanen and Murphy. The shot was blocked. He did look up before hitting it and settled for the direct goal. Sammy Hoopier. Now Vignal. McAllister picked out by Hoopier. Forward ball is a good one to Smeacher, who's going to be just nicked away from him by Marlon Bruce. On loan from Blackburn Rovers, and thought that his loan period was coming to an end last week. It's been extended by a month and he remains in Grimsby colours. And that was a good challenge to nip it away from Smeacher. Carragher's up from the back for the corner. Hoopier spinning around in the 6-yard area. McAllister giving out the signals. Here is Hoopier, just flicked off the top of his head. Retrieved by Haman. In the end, Hoopier did get a more telling header on it, but it was just an up and under. Wright. Doing well. Keeping possession, trying to get round the back, but Chapman dug in and made the challenge. Trying to break into first-team duty, Stephen Wright, relishing the opportunity. Lippmann. First-time ball by Wright, hanging in the air, Coyne punching it clear. Here's Lippmann. Haman on the edge of the area! And it was certainly on target, but no save needed to be made. Vignat, crunching tackle by Poughton. Liverpool throw. Well, the confidence may not be very high, Grimsby coming here, but certainly not showing in their play in the opening quarter of an hour. 13 minutes they can be proud of so far at Anfield. Smeacher looking for McAllister. Almost tried to work the 1-2, and that back pass is just about going to reach Danny Coyne. Haman straight to Barmby, back to McAllister. Now Vignat. Good first time one-touch passing from Liverpool, and they can now work it out to the right-hand side. Right. Haman lost control. Here's Poughton. Forward by Baharrel. First time layoff by Jevons, but too much on it. Well, you know he's going to try and enjoy himself as much as possible, the former Evertonian. Forward by Murphy, the offside flag raised against Smeacher. It's a tight one. Smeacher tried his best to stay onside. Well, it was interesting with the player on the near side, positioned as he was. Here's Baharrel. Jevons tried to work the 1-2, but Kipper's first touch is to hook it away from trouble. His first game was in this competition. His second game is in this competition. Poughton, meanwhile, trying to trick Nicky Barmby, and he's won a corner. Barmby was back hustling and harrying him, but in the end it came off him last. It'll be Campbell to take Grimsby's first corner of the contest. It wasn't a bad one either, and the shot was a real presentable one for Ben Chapman. And if only he could have got his head over the ball rather than leaning backwards as he hit it. Well, who knows? Decent corner over everyone. Chapman probably had time to control it before he hit it, but the first timer ended up in the middle of the cock. It's definitely Grimsby's best opening. Haman. Now Murphy. Away from Barmby, and Poughton can retrieve. Hoopier back to his goalkeeper. He really hasn't had a save as such to make so far. Here's Haman. Lippmann, good first time ball, sitting up for Smeacher. Good little challenge, little poke away it was under pressure from Tony Gallimore before Smeacher could deliver a shot. Carragher, as we complete the 25th minute, and it's so far so good for the visitors. Kipper. McAllister coming to retrieve. Offside against Smeacher. Here's Brooks. Butterfield picks out Gallimore. Here's Groves. Now by Harrell. Angled ball played in towards Rowan, headed away firmly by Hoopier. Kipper gets it back. Here's Lippmann. Now Haman. Space away to the right-hand side. Goes instead to Murphy, and his ball to McAllister had too much on it. And just a touch of frustration, perhaps, among the Liverpool midfielders. Gerard Houllier was stressing that this would be no walkover, even if the statistics suggested it might be. And he said we're going to pay him the utmost respect, and you can see why he felt that way. Good performance from Grimsby so far. Only really one opening for Liverpool with Nicky Barmby's early attempt. Here's Haman. See what he was intending, but Smeacher was never getting on the end of that one. Chapman's angle ball forward. Kirkland will at last have a catch to make. Here's Marlon Brooks. A good challenge from Haman. Catching Campbell out, looking for the return ball, and he almost got it, but it just sliced off the side of his boot, and Danny Coyne didn't need to save it. And he hasn't scored since January, Dietmar Hamann. It was as close, perhaps, as he's come. Certainly tonight, just shaved off the side of his boot. Carragher judging it well. Brooms with a header. Lippmann guides it nicely into the path of Murphy, who plays a first-time ball to Lippmann, headed away by Groves. Retrieved by Gallimore. Helped on by Chapman, but rather harmlessly. Liverpool will benefit. Here's Haman. Prize of man on from the cop end at least, but perhaps not from his teammates there. Chapman roared on by the Grimsby followers. There he is, the offside flag will go, and any thoughts that Jevons had of a dream goal will dissipate quite quickly. Smile from the assistant. McAllister. And once more. Picks out Kipper. And it's well defended by Alan Poughton. Kipper had guided it down, but Poughton got his frame in the way. So approaching the half-hour mark, and the holders are finding Grimsby of the First Division a little tougher than perhaps many thought they might. Lippmann, charged down by Baharrel, breaks for Poughton. It's a good ball too. Picks out Rowan, gets it back, does Poughton. Header away under pressure by Hoopier. Barmby chesting it into the path of McAllister. Here's Lippmann and McAllister. Oh, good tackle. Stuart Campbell went for the first time ball into space, but well cushioned by Carragher. Wright's pass will be picked off by Gallimore. Here's Baharrel. Oh, he's gone into a red cul-de-sac there, and someone had to pick it off him. It was McAllister who did. Now Smeacher. Good run from Smeacher. And Lippmann! Blocked by Gallimore. Lippmann again! And the power's been taken off it. And Liverpool will have to settle for the corner. And it looked as though that was surely the opening goal. It was a mistake by Baharrel, the Grimsby Town defender, earlier in the move. Smeacher carved open the chance, and Gallimore got his body on the line. Well, he scored goals on his last 2 appearances here at Anfield. Against Dynamo Kiev and Spurs. Almost had one against Grimsby Town. Here's McAllister. Oh, a flick header by Kipper it was, and again off the line, and again it was Gallimore. Kipper looking for his first goal in Liverpool colours, and it was headed off the line. Barmby. Murphy. All of a sudden, Liverpool finding Grimsby Town a little more to their liking. Haman. McAllister. A little more sustained pressure from the home side, as you'd expect here at Anfield. Lippmann at the heart of it. Crossover everyone. Frode Kipper coming within a whisker of scoring his first ever Liverpool goal. And but for Gallimore on the line, he surely would have done. Haman. Carragher. Murphy. Again, Liverpool opening Grimsby out a touch here. Murphy's ball didn't reach his intended target. Kipper's shot was certainly going nowhere near the goal. Barmby did all he could just to try and get out of the way of it. When you're only playing your second game in 4 years at Anfield, you might as well enjoy it. And Frode Kipper has come within a whisker of notching up his first ever Liverpool goal. charging through, and in fact the free kick's going the way of Liverpool. Chapman has been penalised for a rather uppish challenge on McAllister. In fact, he caught right as well. Chapman pleaded his ignorance. Barmby. Lipmanen. Smeacher. Lipmanen once more. It was intended for Murphy, but never reached him. And it's proving a little more frustrating an evening than perhaps he wanted tonight. All credit must go to the visitors. Jevons showing the tricks. Hupio was too wise for them. Groves away. Butterfield back to his keeper. Here's Bruce. Jevons. It's good skills from Jevons. That's even better. But there's a rather large Finnish gentleman who he had to negotiate, who was having none of it. But either. Excellent football from Sami Hupia. Here's Lipmanen. Haman. Now right. Back to the German. Murphy. McAllister. Kipper. Haman once more. Regularly involved in this move. Lipmanen. Barmby. Offside against McAllister. The reverse pass just catching him straying too far. It's been a fairly effective offside trap. And it works again. Lipmanen's header, couldn't quite get anything on it, but Harold was much firmer behind him. Kipper will take. Trying to pick out Murphy. There's Poughton. Now Groves and Bruce. Brooms forced backwards. Groves' first time ball picked off by McAllister. Here is McAllister. Looking for runners, picks out Haman. Now Barmby, and his pass goes astray. Reaches Lipmanen, however, up towards Barmby. Controlled by Murphy, but again, Grimsby had enough players back. And again, they can overcome that little spell of pressure, but Grimsby have a free kick. This was the challenge the referee didn't like. Probably 6 of one and half a dozen the other, but the referee opted against Liverpool. Coyne with time to try and pick someone out. Decides on Rowan. Here's Jevons. Oh, he's completely made a mess of that. Right, escaping the challenge of Jevons. Warm applause. Here's Haman. Now Kipper. It's given away. So too is that, though. Here's McAllister. Going to pick out Smeacher. And Smeacher's little dab away from the defender was too firm. And Danny Coyne was able to just drop his weight upon it. Had one of his quieter evenings in Grimsby colours so far. One real save to make from Barnby. Campbell. Carragher will ensure that Grimsby don't benefit. The Harrell for Grimsby. 5 minutes to half-time. Here's Poughton. Haman. Picks out right. Littmanen. Really does that. Poughton's challenge has given Liverpool a throw. Such a clever player, Littmanen. Difficult man to mark because he's never in the same position for very long. Here's Wright. Up towards Littmanen, now in a more familiar role. Looking for support. Teasing ball in, and it needed helping wide, and it was by Butterfield. The cop end all puffed out the cheeks for a second there because Butterfield's clearance wasn't too far past his own post from Littmanen's cross. Kipper, who came close a few moments ago, looking to get on the end of McAllister's corner. Headed firmly away by Marlon Brooms. Haman. Hoopier. Good ball. Picks out McAllister. Good challenge from Poughton. Shoulder charge and then a flick of the right boot. Now a chance for Grimsby maybe to counter. It's a good ball too. Here's Chapman. Ah, well, he tried to find Rowan, but he didn't. Liverpool breathe a sigh of relief. That's a promising counter-attack opportunity for Grimsby, but they never worked it. Murphy's given that one away. Here's Brooms for Grimsby, growing in confidence as the half has worn on. Not that they lacked too much of it in the early few minutes. Here's Baharrell. Now Poughton. Baharrell again. His pass going astray. Couple of minutes to the break, and Liverpool have had few moments really to be proud of. Not been at their fluent best. Credit to Grimsby for their constant harrying. They've worked very hard in the Grimsby Town course. Here's Kipper. Hoopier. Littmanen. Very large black and white striped barrier is in front of the Liverpool players at the moment. Everyone back behind the ball for Grimsby. The back four trying to work something between them. Hoopier guiding it on towards Haman. Away by Groves. Good skills from Littmanen. Looking for and finding Wright. 1-2 between Wright and Murphy. Tony Gallimore in the way. Haman. side of the boot to Murphy. Forward by Kipper, away by Brooms. Barnby. Smeacher. Hamat thinks about the shot, struck it well enough. But Coyne got his body truly behind that one. Well, I can't imagine that this would have been any different to how he'd hoped. His side working hard and going into the break, holding Anfield's potent Liverpool strike force at bay. A huge chorus of applause and cheers from the fans behind the goal, because really only Nicky Barnby has come close to genuinely breaking Grimsby down. They did have a header cleared, flood of Kippers, but Danny Coyne has only had to make one genuine save, and it's a frustrating half for Liverpool to reflect upon. All credit to the First Division visitors, it's 0-0.